was part of the Harlem Renaissance. That's crazy work. That is crazy work. Let me read these super chats. I'm sorry. LaShawn Rush, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Aisha, thank you for the super chat. Giving thanks to you for sharing this much needed information. I grew up hearing these type of combos at home growing up in the 70s. Much love to you. And that's the thing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Listen, Aisha, the people on the ground knew what was going on. It just wasn't publicized. When they taught us about the Harlem Renaissance in school, they ain't mentioned nothing about nobody being gay. But the whole time, that was what a lot of it was. But that's why his story is the way it is. Thank you, Rashida, for the super chat. Langston Hughes is my favorite poet of all time. Wasn't he gay? Sup, y'all? Gay as two left shoes, girl. Yes, ma'am, he was. Gay as two left shoes. Yes, he was. And I don't even know how gay that is, but I get that saying from my mama. Gay as two left shoes. Yes, he was. Aisha, and thank you so much for becoming a new member. All right. So, okay, let's get back into the video, y'all, of a little bit of queer history in the Harlem Renaissance.
A lot of Black people came north, especially to cities that are now considered Black cities, like Chicago and Harlem in New York City. It was known at the time as the Black Mecca, right? And so it was, in some ways, the largest Black city in the world. And it did, of course, include a lot of energy and excitement, cabaret, blues, jazz. So it really was, in some ways, a crossroads of all of these different artistic and musical and cultural energies. A lot of white patrons would go to Harlem, to quote-unquote slum, because the mores were much more relaxed. And especially...
Is that a TS? Not a TS. Was that a drag queen? I think that's a drag, y'all. What y'all think? I don't see no... I think that's a drag. Look at him hiding his face. Your wife still saw you. Your wife still... Look at him hiding his face. It don't matter. I'm pretty sure your wife found somebody who's teaching in the paper. It don't matter, sir. Uncover your face. You're over there. And he probably with that woman who ain't his wife. Oh, I hope your wife caught you, you old cracker.
Because the mores were much more relaxed, and especially during the Prohibition era, a lot of these were in some ways, speakeasies.
Vices flourished in Harlem because African Americans did not have the political power to be able to demand that government keep these things out of their neighborhood. And the corruption of the police and of judges, all of that enabled gay activity as well as all kinds of other activity to thrive in Harlem.
A lot of the reasons that a lot of Black folks came to Harlem was because they weren't allowed to be in other parts of the city, right? And so again, it's a paradoxical form of freedom that's based out of legal, economic, and political disenfranchisement.
To this day, when people study the Harlem Renaissance, they often don't consider the LGBTQ aspects of it. And part of that is because many of the gay writers did not actually identify as gay.
What y'all trying to say?
And like I said, he's a wonderful figure in this era because he's considered somewhat queer, but he was never, never fully out politically. Whereas Richard Bruce Nugent is the poster boy for someone who would...
I ain't gonna lie, you can look at the pictures of some of these dudes and be like, yeah, he gay. Like, look at it. Look how this man's sitting. Look how the man right here sitting. Hold on. Look how the man right here sitting.
I'm trying to see.
Shoulders back, chest up, chin up.
If we go out, then if we go a little...
You know what I mean? Like, you could tell. Like, I don't know how people didn't, and I get it. Langston kind of played it off with his little suit and ties, but some of these people, you didn't even have to act.
Just go back in.
Over the shoulder, please. You know what I mean? Some of you ain't have to ask. Like, this man looks gay as two left. Like, I didn't have to be from the time to know he looked gay. Like, listen, legs crossed to the guards. Do you hear me? Legs crossed to the guards. Girl, he probably can't even uncross them. He's sitting.
Huh?
Girl,
what you say?
Girl, some of these people didn't have to ask. Like, the people knew, girl.
Was unashamedly out.
And there certainly are many jazz figures who were gay.
Gladys Bentley was notorious for wearing men's clothing in public. I think she would be what we...
Gladys Beverly, one of the pioneers of the daggers. That's her name. Gladys Beverly, y'all. Look at her. She look cute, though. I ain't gonna lie. If you into that type of stuff, she look cute. Shout out to Gladys. They say, Gladys, you know you work too hard. Yeah, shout out to Gladys. Gladys came out and said, I want to put the tux on. I'm not putting on no dress. What's up? And she look cute. She really do. She still looks, obviously she looks like a woman, but she look cute. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gladys. I wonder if that's the Gladys Birdman you're talking about when he was saying, I'm doing it for Miss Gladys. Let's move on. I'm too childish.
I think she would be what we'd call a butch lesbian. And she wore a white tuxedo, and she played with gender.
There was also, of course, the drag ball scene in Harlem, which not everyone talks about. That goes all the way back to the 20s in Harlem. And so it was quite a free time. And ironically, that freedom of sexual expression as well as gender fluidity really petered out. The Great Depression is said to have caused the downfall of the Harlem Renaissance, as well as the increasing conservatism in American culture in the Second World War.
That conservatism is one of the reasons the Harlem Renaissance isn't remembered as a time of gay liberation.
So there was a retrospective closeting, so to speak, of these figures. The consequences of not teaching the period of the Harlem Renaissance as being inherently queer is that queerness remains white in the cultural imaginary because we don't have this story of Black queerness. I think a lot of people talk about the Stonewall Rebellion in 1969, and a lot of us are trying to re-understand it as being centered on trans women and trans women of color. And
all right, hold on. Okay, I gotta correct him right here. He's calling them trans women. These were not TSs. For the most part. I ain't gonna say none of them were TSs. But they wasn't going down there getting no surgeries. You know what I mean? These were, listen, what happened was, in order to blur a lot of the lines sometimes, what they do is take something that was of old and make something new and put it all together. A lot of these men dressed in drag. A lot of these men dressed as women. But being a TS is a mental thing. It's on the inside. Okay? So I don't like that he said it was the start of the trend, or it was a lot of huge trans. No. And you know, I'm so glad you said that. That is a great example. That is a great example. I'll give you somebody just put it in here. Saucy Santana. I know you're talking about Gladys. I'm glad you put that in there. Saucy Santana is an example of what a lot of the men, the gay men, the queer men back there were doing. It wasn't the TS thing. Not saying that. Listen, not saying that they didn't have people feel like they were born in the wrong body, because they did. I just find it not genuine when these people get on here and be like, oh, well, you know, this was where the trans movement started. No, these were a lot of saucies back then.
I think Fatter Control.
There were a lot of saucies back then.
Is you?
Saucy is a man. He will tell you that in a second. But when Saucy gets dressed and put his clothes on, Saucy dressed like a woman. It's different from drag. Now, drag people typically do it as a job. Drag queens, we used to go to see drag shows in New Orleans all the time. The drag gays are the people, they're gay men, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them are gay, but they live their life as men. They put the outfits on and the hips and the booty and the boobs for a job. That's what they do for a living. That's their livelihood. That's their pastime. But on a regular day-to-day schmegula-degular, you might see a little peach fuzz come out of it. You know what I mean? Like RuPaul. Somebody put it in the chat. Like RuPaul. RuPaul is not RuPaul Monday through Friday.
That's in the morning.
But when it's time to get on the show, yes, the glam comes.
Okay, I just said.
Yes, and also drag is a much more exaggerated look. Yes. And if you ask me, I can't really say for sure, but it seemed to me like drag was kind of like the mother of the TS. You know what I mean? Like the drag girls were, because that drag has been happening since the very beginning of time. The very, very beginning of time. I believe drag is the motherboard that has birthed a lot of the other stuff, like trans, like, you know what I mean, and all this other stuff that they got going on. But shout out to the drags, but I've gone to multiple, many drag shows. Love me a good drag show. Matter of fact, my friend had a baby shower and had the drags at her drag. at her baby shower, and it was co-ed. Oh my God, it was a disaster. It was a disaster.
Got out.
My friend had a baby shower, y'all, and had the drag queens at a co-ed baby shower. Yeah, all the men got mad and walked out. It was a time, but neither here nor there. I love the drag. Shout out to the drag. But I think that what he's doing is taking the drag girls, or even the ones who were like saucy, and turning around and making them into this TS movement. And honestly, I'm not saying they didn't exist, but not to the extent of what they exist now. Period. Period. So I don't like that. It's just disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like they stepping on the drag girls.
And then go like you trying to start.
Because when the drag girls gonna get their things? They are the mothers of all of this shit. When are the drag girls gonna get their things? Because without the drag queens, none of this other stuff exists.
Go into your
and I feel like I'm an advocate for the drag girls. When are the drag girls gonna get their things?
You know what it had to look.
Because we just act like they don't exist no more since the TS done came about.
Click on that.
Shout out to the TS, but I'm just
saying.
Join
the room instead of create a room.
Ooh, that's an old term, Jenny woman. Ooh, that's an old term. Ooh, you know you've been around old people. You were raised around old people, girl. Jenny woman. Ooh. Oh, to be honest, trans women are just psychotic drag queens. Okay. Ooh, I ain't see it.
All right, let's go, guys.
Let's get back into it. I love this, though. I love this. I love learning about this because I didn't know about it.
Where a lot of the black and brown queer people were the ones who were at the forefront of this movement. And so it's important to uncover this history, to, again, recover these ancestors who really led the charge and try to unforget all the liberation that they created.
I'm curious about Gladys. Let me go find Gladys. Girl, Gladys look like she ran the shit. Hold on. I got to go find Gladys. Now Gladys done got me curious. Get Gladys up here. Gladys. What did I say her last name was, y'all?
That's my little boy. Stop it. Okay.
Did he say her name was Gladys? Gladys Bentley. That's her name. That's her name. I want to know more about Gladys. I'm curious as hell about Gladys. And that's another thing. They did that to the daggers and to the L's. Y'all want to tell us all about the queers, but y'all don't want to tell us about Gladys. Oh no, we about to get into Gladys right now. Not gonna do it. Not gonna let y'all do it. See, that's what's wrong with the community. To the LGBTQ. Remember, it starts with the L's. Okay? Everybody want to popular. Everybody want to be in front of the line, but the movement start with the L's. So we gonna give a little credence to the L's. Shout out to Miss Gladys. In my Birdman voice. But anyways, let's go get Miss Gladys, the mother of drag. I love this. Hold on. I love this. Hold on. Let me get it over here.
From a TV show in 1958, hosted by Groucho Marx.
Let me see. Let me make sure I give the props to this channel. This is, hold on, American Masters PBS. All right, let's get into Miss Gladys. I love this. Let's go.
It's extraordinary not only because of the amazing blues performance, but because a national television show was featuring a Black woman who openly loved other women and who, despite the dress that she was wearing here, was a drag king. Her name was Gladys Bentley. She was a part of the Harlem Renaissance, a revival of Black culture that included iconic writers and musicians like Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston, Duke Ellington, and Louis Armstrong. Gladys Bentley isn't as well known. Was it because she was queer? Either way, I have the story of this gender-bending blues musician for you right now. Welcome to Masters of Drag, where we're telling you stories of American drag pioneers. Many drag performers can relate to the very first moments when we discovered our inner king, queen, or royalty. For me, it was the moment that I got dressed in full drag in front of my entire high school for the drag competition. And guess what? I won. Likewise, Bentley knew from a very early age that her image didn't fully represent who she was inside. Born in Philadelphia in 1907, Bentley started stealing her brother's suits from the time that she was 9 years old and said that she felt more comfortable in boys' clothes. Around this time, she was also starting to realize her own attraction to women. As a young teenager, Bentley's parents took her to a bunch of doctors. These so-called medical experts believed that being gay was pathological. By age 16, Bentley had had enough, and she ran away to live in Harlem, New York, to chase her dreams of becoming a musician. Prohibition was in full swing, and underground house parties became hotspots for booze, mixed-race mingling, and same-sex dancing. Sounds like a normal weekend at Barracuda for me, honey. After working the
Yes, this person is a drag. I mean, a TS, but she's pretty nonetheless. She's a pretty TS, and her skin is flawless. Just might I add that part too.
Harlem house party circuit for a while, Bentley finally got a shot to perform at a bona fide nightclub, which was just searching for a male piano player. But Bentley came in and blew the competition away with her fierce piano and vocal skills. I can identify with that. Bentley's career soon took off. She was loud, proud, and open. She once scandalously revealed to reporters that she married a white woman. Though neither the identity of the woman nor the truth of these claims were ever confirmed, we couldn't find the wedding photos, so who knows? Her signature look was iconic. She would show up regularly at gigs, dressed to the nines in a fabulous tuxedo.
Is it me? Why they always gotta go marry the clear people? I don't care if they're gay, straight, up, down, or left and right. They always gotta go get one of these clear people. Is that in the contract? Right. Like, I don't care what the sexual orientation is. They always gotta go get one of them clears. That bothers me. Yeah, it wasn't legal back then. Now, I don't know what the law was in New York, but I do know they was in there busting through bathhouses and all of that. I don't know. Armand said it's in the fine print. Sound about right. Sound about right. Now, that's a good thing. Atomic, I mean, that's a good point. It could have been a status thing. It could have. It could have been having a clear person on your arm was a symbol of status. To who? But I don't know. But that makes sense. I could see that. I could see that. Because think about it. Even Don Lemon and all those other people today, they all got clear men. Like, it's just like, y'all can't find a black man even. But again, I spoke with a few gay people in the community, and they tell us that the ones who make it to the tippy top, they typically go to the clears. They don't really date amongst the blacks that allegedly they go toward the clear way. That's crazy.
Drag. Now, this may be the time for me to spill a little tea for a second. There are some critics out there who think that women can't do drag, but I'm here to tell y'all that gay men do not own the idea of gender performance. Women absolutely 100% can and should do drag. By the late 1920s, Bentley was recording her own music. She was lauded by the likes of Langston Hughes, who once called her a perfect piece of African sculpture, animated by her own rhythm. But outside of the world of entertainment, Bentley often received criticism and backlash about her lifestyle and her many tall tales. Some of the criticism came from religious members of the African American community itself. They were apparently concerned that Bentley was damaging to racial uplift in the era of Jim Crow. When Prohibition ended in the 1930s, there was a crackdown on illicit or disorderly bar spaces. Disorderly being code word for gay. And Bentley's popularity petered out. So, in 1937, Bentley decided to pack up and move to Los Angeles. There, she kept playing at various upscale supper clubs and bars, but was forced to tone down her act and wear skirts by bar owners who didn't want to break California's anti-cross-dressing laws. During this time, Bentley was forced to reinvent herself and go back into the closet, just so she could still perform the music that she loved in public. In 1952, she wrote her life story in an article for Ebony magazine entitled, "I'm a Woman Again." For many years, I lived in a personal hell, she wrote. Like a great number of lost souls, I inhabited that half-shadow no man's land which exists between the boundaries of the two sexes. In the article, Bentley claimed that she was cured after taking hormone treatments, and also that she was now married to a man. She released photos of herself cooking and cleaning, essentially performing her femininity. If you read the article closely, though, you'll see that she's really talking about the struggles and heartbreak of being shunned by society. I think it's really a plea for understanding and compassion. In the later part of her life, Bentley also found religion. She was studying to be an ordained minister when she died of complications from the flu at age 52.
Yes, baby.
The world briefly embraced, but was ultimately not ready for Gladys Bentley. The entire drag community has pioneering icons like her to thank for setting the stage for artists today to more freely express who they truly are on the inside and on the outside. Although we don't know that she would have identified as trans, it's undeniable that her legacy was inspiring to those who do. Drag history is longer than most of us think.
I think that's messed up. I believe that lady had to change her lifestyle simply because of the people around her. And 52 is super young. That is super young. I feel bad for that lady. That lady probably went into religion and all that stuff to try to just, I don't know, bro. I just don't believe you're gonna make me believe that that lady from a little bitty girl knew that she wanted to dress as boys and she loved their clothes, and then she all of a sudden just have a change of heart. I don't believe that. Oh, Kiana says you can die from the flu. So you got to understand the flu came around in the 1920s, 30s. I want to say the 20s. Don't quote me. But when the flu first came around, you remember how the panorama just happened and a lot of people were unaliving from it or dying from it. Let's just say that. It's the same thing with the flu. Before they were able to find it, to basically get a hold of it, and a lot of people were able to get immunity from it. A lot of people were getting stuff, were dying of the flu, and then also complications from the flu. So you might catch the flu and then mess around and catch pneumonia and die from pneumonia. You know what I mean? So it was things like that, just like the panorama. It'll balance out at some point. It'll balance out at some point, but at the beginning stages of it, you can get any type of stuff. Okay. But now, according to Miss Gladys, though, I feel like she was forced to do that. I don't think that lady wanted to do that. I think she just had to do it. And it sucks. Because she couldn't be herself. It really, really sucks. It really, really sucks. But I'm glad to learn about Miss Gladys Bentley. She was an icon, and she was a great pianist and singer. And she was also a very pretty woman, too. Very pretty woman. I mean, I know she had her dagger teeth going, but when she was a woman, she was that too. Now, I want to go here with it, you guys. Shout out to everybody in the building. Get the likes up, get the likes up, get the likes up. Now, I want to show y'all another history on the queer history of Harlem. Hold on one second. I got to open it up on YouTube. Hold on. Damn. Shit louder than a bitch. All right. So I want to bring y'all here about this Harlem Renaissance teach you in school. Shout out to Now This. Is that the name of the channel? Yes, Now This. They're not going to teach us this in school. When I was taught about the Harlem Renaissance, I am a history buff, so I paid attention to everything. When they taught us about the Harlem Renaissance, they didn't teach us nothing about the gay part. Is it true MLK was gay? That's what the FBI said. That's what the FBI said. And they say they're going to release the sex tapes here in a couple years now. That's what the FBI said. I didn't say it. That's what the police said. So don't come. I didn't say it. This is what the police said. Yes. They say he was. Yes. Allegedly. Gay for pay? No, just gay for the day. Oh, it won't be video fat, it's gonna be audio. So you're gonna hear, ooh, I have a dream, oh, I think I'm gonna come. Oh my god, this is a mess. I will be listening to the tapes. If you guys, whenever the tapes drop, we will be over on Rumble. Listen, I might do me we might have to do a Zoom on that one. We gonna go on Zoom because we gonna roll it out. We gonna roll it out. When Mike tapes drop, we gonna go on Zoom because we need privacy. Okay? We need privacy to review the tapes. They say it was so much stuff going on with Mike. They say you couldn't listen. All I know is we gonna need some privacy. When the tapes drop, y'all meet me on the Rumble, please. Okay? They say free calls. They say, girl, yes. Threesomes, big old free calls. Quiet as it's kept. Quiet as it's kept. Y'all do know allegedly he had messed with Aretha. Riri.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. When she was about 15, 16, allegedly. Because he was hanging out with her paw. We all know how her paw got down. And allegedly they said that that's where they used to be at the free call. Mm-hmm. Aretha Franklin. Auntie Ree. Yay. Mm-hmm. Allegedly. Now this was before Coretta, I think. But it don't matter. Allegedly. But they said that Mike. Yep. Let's move on. We getting back on Rumble too, Medusa. I'm sorry about that. Work been working, but guess what? We getting back on Rumble. Yes, the church folk. Girl, I told y'all we pulled it up one time. Ray Charles said the craziest freak off he ever been to was through the Baptist church. It might be on my Rumble thing when who I talked about, Aretha Franklin. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Girl, Ray Charles said the craziest freak off he ever been to. He didn't call it a freak off, but he said the craziest party he been to like that was through the Baptist church. Let's move on. Auntie got down in the bike. Yes, she did. And you know it's gotta be bad if Ray Charles can't see and he said it was the craziest one. Could you imagine the blind nigga saying this is the craziest party I've ever been to? How does he know? Like, how does he really know? He can't see, allegedly. But really think about it. The blind man saying this is the craziest one I've ever. Wow. How does he even know? Like, that's a real question. But he must have heard some crazy shit. Listen to me. He had to hear some shit he ain't never heard before. Because that man said, I'm just saying. Let's get back into the video. Start. He can't even see, and he said it's the craziest one I've never seen. I said, oh my God, what did he hear? What was they saying? Oh my God, girl, this is crazy. Back to the show, y'all. Sorry about that.
If you ask, in what way did queer people impact the Harlem Renaissance?
Fair use, Copyright Act 1906, 76. I can't remember, but fair use.
One might say that it couldn't have existed without them, without us.
The thing that struck me was the discovery that the most luminous luminaries of the Harlem Renaissance were all gay and lesbian.
To be black and gay, to be a double negative in America, is more than a notion and was like being a part of a secret society.
And that's one of the things that makes this so interesting to me, is that it is both the first time in American history when you have African Americans and whites interacting in a non-clandestine way.
Something thrilling was happening in New York City at the dawn of the 20th century. Thousands of Black folks made their way to a redeveloping neighborhood called Harlem, and a cultural revolution was born. The Harlem Renaissance, or the New Negro Movement as was often referred to at the time, produced monumental works from poets, singers, artists, and intellectuals. Langston Hughes, Josephine Baker, Count Basie, and Billie Holiday were just some of...
And everybody knew Josephine Baker was a carpet muncher. Everybody knew that. That's why she went to France, and she started that. Yeah, everybody knew Josephine Baker was a carpet muncher. Not to hear no that.
The visionaries who gave voice to Black identity and illuminated the struggles of a segregated world. While many people know about the works and figures of the Harlem Renaissance, what is less widely known is how many of those luminaries were queer, and how their queerness not only informed their work, but contributed greatly to the impact of such a formative period in American consciousness. Harlem historian Michael Henry Adams tells us how the oft-forgotten queer history of the Harlem Renaissance is inseparable from the achievements of the movement. I'm Peppermint, and this isn't just our history, this is legendary.
No shade, Peppermint. I ain't gonna lie. This is just if I had to, and who am I? Let's start here first. Who am I? But Peppermint, that's what you say your name is. Hey, Fat. This is just me. I'm everybody different. I'm talking about me. You look like you still lift weights. And maybe that's a look. I don't know. However, I probably wouldn't wear tops with shoulder pads. It's giving linebacker tees in a wig. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know the look Peppermint was going for, but I kept noticing that and I ain't want to say nothing. But then when she said her name was Peppermint, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what the goal is. But if the goal is to give woman tees, then I would probably put down the weight set and, moving on.
Our history, this is legendary.
If you ask, in what way did queer people impact the Harlem Renaissance, one might say that it couldn't have existed without them, without us. Gay people, I think, because of the opportunity that Harlem represented, and also because of having some knowledge that there were other gay people here, were inclined to flock here to try to discover.
The Harlem Renaissance looks like a big ass freak off. What the fuck is this? Hold on.
That there were other.
What is this, honey? What is this? See, they wanted to dance and break dance during the daytime and say poetry during the day and do some shit like this at night. What was this? This don't look like nothing that got nothing to do with no Harlem Renaissance. Your sexuality ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What was this?
Right.
Let me find out. They were saying it was a Harlem Renaissance during the day, but a Diddy party at night. Cause this right here don't make no sense. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay, but damn, what is y'all doing? What y'all got going on? God, this is a shame. Girl, what is, look. Is that chains or a rope around? Never mind. Let's move on.
Gay people here were inclined to flock here to try to discover community and to make common cause. And so this concentration of people meant that some of the brightest lights of the Harlem Renaissance were gay. So, of course, near the top of the list is Langston Hughes. And then you have Countee Cullen, his friend, the poet. And then you have Wallace Thurman, who was a novelist. So much of the biases and racism that exist in the broader culture exists amongst gay people. One did.
Not a freak off as the civil rights edition. Y'all see it. Could you imagine getting beat up at the lunch counter and going to a freak off at night once you get out of jail? Girl, how you still have time to have a freak off? How do you even have the energy to have the freak off at night, girl? They just beat you up and threw the dogs on you. How do you even have time to do the freak off at night? Well, people make time for what they want, right? Girl, could you imagine the freak off civil rights edition? I cannot. I'm just saying, I know for me, I would be tired. I have to catch them tomorrow, but I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Meet someone in the clink. I'm not about to play with y'all. That's crazy. I somebody said earlier, after all that dances, they still had time. Girl, apparently they had time to get beat in the head with billy clubs, water hoses, and dogs on them, and still have to, let's see. Allegedly.
Have this kind of situation where, irrespective of race, being gay and lesbian was like being a part of a secret society. The thing of it is, when you're talking about African Americans who are gay, they've all got some relation who desperately want them to be straight. And so There are even people who try to infer that James Baldwin is straight. There's Langston Hughes' descendants who tried to infer that he was straight. And then there are these people, they try to infer that Dorothy West was straight. I'm interested in landmarks that represent not just people of color, but also LGBTQ plus people, because both groups are the same in terms of the fact that with marginalized people, you tend to have our history eviscerated, erased, and there are no more tangible reminders of history, I think, than buildings where people lived and loved and worked and worshipped. Therefore, for people to be able to see these places where the greats of the past lived is, I think, very impactful. New York, 130 odd years ago, was as racist and segregated as every other part of America. And after the riot of 1900 in West Side of New York, a lot of African Americans who lived on the West Side, as a consequence of the riot, wanted to move somewhere else. And then you had Harlem, which, in anticipation of the Broadway IRT subway, which was first announced in the 1890s, in anticipation of the completion of the subway, you had all these developers who were building new tenement buildings and new first-class apartment houses, anticipating that for the first time, you could have working-class people live at some distance from where they lived and economically be able to get to work quickly. Black people came to Harlem in such vast numbers, with it being estimated that, by 1920, there was somewhere around 500,000 African Americans living in Harlem, that it was appreciated by just about everyone that Harlem would remain a Black community for the foreseeable future.
They must have muted it for copyright reasons. Let me say this too. A lot of the reason a lot of Black people were pouring into New York, because I remember I told y'all a little while ago, there were Black people who occupied New York who were natives of New York. They were ran out of Seneca Village and they created Central Park, I'm sorry. And then all of a sudden they reopened New York for Black people to come in, but this is the melting pot. So not only are Black Southerners coming in, you're getting a lot of people coming from the Caribbean islands and maybe a little couple from Africa and all that stuff too. But this was to dilute the population of indigenous Black Americans, us, our people. That's what this is all about. Now, couple that with the LGBTQ movement that's presented as something for Black people, when really it's probably an underground freak off, okay? Allegedly, maybe, I don't know. But couple that with the Harlem Renaissance and the talents of Black Americans and other Black people who were in the Harlem Renaissance, and then you have, that's a whole other ball of confusion on top of what was really everything that was going on. Because remember, they're showing it as a Black thing, a Black movement thing, but the whole time it wasn't really about the Black movement. It really was about this movement, like Black Lives Matter, okay? Same shit, different toilet, flush it, okay? Ooh. So, that's crazy though, when you really start to peel back the layers. That's why we do Educational Friday, to really figure this stuff out. Let me see if they just muted it for the copyright. Hold on. Because it probably was playing something, they probably uploaded it.
Many historians reckon that the Harlem Renaissance, which at the time was usually referred to as the Negro Renaissance, the Negro Renaissance, or the New Negro. Most historians say, well, that occurred in 1925, and it occurred specifically because Elaine Leroy Locke, this African-American gay
Langston Pump and Dump
philosopher who headed the philosophy department at Howard University, that he edited a Harlem issue of this magazine called Survey Graphic. Most of the contributors were Black, and all of the contributions were about Black people in Harlem. And then in 21, I think it is, you had the Broadway musical, Shuffle Along, that opened in Harlem. Many people say that that is the event that launched the Negro Renaissance, from whites coming to Harlem to see the show and to become entranced by jazz and wanting to venture to that wild side that was Harlem, to experience sex, drugs, and rock and roll, except rock and roll was jazz.
I just thought about something. I don't mean to cut their wisdom, but real quick. Although music wasn't the main portion, or wasn't supposed to be the main dish of the Harlem Renaissance, it was supposed to be literature. Louis Armstrong, who was a New Orleans native, he was the one who kind of popularized jazz. Between him, Fats Domino's, another New Orleans native, and all that stuff, and at that point, and that type of stuff. But he made a song called "Drop Me Off in Harlem." Y'all think Louis Armstrong was a little loose-wristed, and that's why he kept talking about "Drop Me Off in Harlem"? Remember I be saying that? Drop me off in Harlem, good old Harlem. I don't know if he said good old Harlem, but I just put that in. But I wonder if Louis, you know what I mean? Because he was just so engulfed and engaged in Harlem. And now that we know what was going on in Harlem, he made a whole song talking about drop him off in Harlem. So now I'm wondering, you know what I mean?
Yeah, girl.
Y'all, is it something going on with the YouTube? What's going on with the YouTube? Can y'all not hear? Hold on. Can y'all not hear? Hold on 1 second. It cut off?
Stay still and shit.
Oh. You know what?
Mini game.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? It's bad. I think it's copyright, y'all. I think it's copyright tease. Oh girl, all that time I didn't know that. I had to pull it up on my. Nigga said Jag did it. She probably did. I don't think Jag did it. I don't think Jag be over here in on Educational Friday. You know what I'm saying? I think it's been yes. Yes, due to copyright match, your stream was interrupted. After copyright material is no longer being streamed, streams are automatically, but it was copyright through, let me see which, they didn't say which one, but it was the copyright probably for this video that I'm playing. Probably that. So, well, we're not, PBS, that's what it is. It's the copyright, that's what it was. So, because I did that before one time I was on here playing Lil' Kim. I don't know why I did that. Or I had already got demonetized, but let's move here because they did that because they don't want us to watch this, okay? Let's go here with it then. We gonna move from here. We kind of got the gist of the LGBTQ movement. Let's go to Lorraine Hansberry. You know, she wrote, what did she write? The Eyes Were Watching or something like that? Not The Eyes Were Watching. Hold on. Y'all remember Lorraine Hansberry? Hold on. Girl, who this for? Because I don't want nobody to copyright me down to the ground again. A Raisin in the Sun. That's what she made. A Raisin in the Sun. Lorraine Hansberry was another one. Remember, these are all under this Boule W.E.B. Du Bois umbrella. Okay? Y'all gotta ask yourself why. Y'all have to ask yourself why. It's a coincidence that all these people coming up under these Boule people and they are the top tier of the top tier. Okay? But shout out to the black people anyway, because they steal from Acorn. It just is what it is. I want to get on Lorraine Hansberry, who's another one attached to this movement. This is like a 2-minute video. It's not that long. She wrote A Raisin in the Sun. I heard that. Do I remember that book? I don't remember. I think I remember feeling like I read it. I read it. Yes, the whole Harlem Renaissance movement was gay. Shout out to the gays. Okay? But yes, the entire Renaissance, from what I'm seeing now, the entire Renaissance movement, Harlem Renaissance, was gay. Loose-wristed. Shout out to the gays though. But yeah, so that's what we're learning now, okay? Let's get into it. Ain't Puff from Harlem? Yeesh. Let's get into it. That's not a long video, it's pretty short.
Wonderful Lorraine Hansberry. When you go through this play, she is talking about issues relevant today.
Born in 1930 Chicago. They ain't gonna see me. Father was Hansberry versus Lee. Wait, who her daddy was? I knew she had some type of political ties. Hold on, girl, who your daddy is? Her father led Hansberry versus Lee in anti-segregation lawsuits. Okay, what else they say? Which eventually made its way to Supreme Court. I'm pretty sure her daddy was a boule. Prominent black leaders like W.E.B. Du Bois often visited her home. Oh yeah, he was definitely boule. 1948, Hansberry enrolled to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, but dropped out to pursue writing in New York City. She began working for Freedom, a newspaper published by Paul Robeson, where she reported on global civil rights and anti-colonialist movements. These people were spies, y'all. See, when they say they reported on this and they reported on that, they were spies. They were spies, they were spies, they were spies. Zora Neale Hurston, spy. Langston Hughes, spy. All of these people were spies. Hello, is this thing on? Lorraine Hansberry, spy. That's what they were, spies. For the federal government, okay? It's not what you thought it was. I promise you it's not. Ridiculous. She married songwriter, another clear man.
Oh, they were cute.
They divorced in 1962 but continue to work together. Her personal writing suggests Hansberry privately identified as lesbian, thought she was identity public. 1957, she wrote a play called The Crystal Star about a black family in Chicago chasing the American dream. She soon retitled the play to A Raisin in the Sun.
Yay.
After a poem by Langston Hughes. It opened in 1959 to critically acclaim and won Hansberry a New York Drama Critics Circle Award. The play spawned a film of an adaptation starring Sidney Poitier. Hansberry 1964 follow-up, The Sign of Sydney. The Sign in Sydney. What? Say it again now. Go back a little bit. The Sign in Sydney. Brewston's Window opened to mixed reviews. The same year, Hansberry was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Damn. She died in 1965 at 34. She was that young? She really died that young at 34? OMG. That is, how'd she get pancreatic cancer at 34? Ooh, that's a good question. Is that where the women of Brewster's Place come from? 34 pancreatic cancer though? That's big. Son says she married her beard and then got with a glass of clear milk. She might have, girl. And listen, the moral of the story is this. What y'all say? Tupac mama was a spy?
Oh,
help me out. A Raisin in the Sun. Was that the movie where the black dude, his mama bought the first house? I'm trying to remember if this is the same movie. He came in and the mama got approved to buy her a house. She was buying a house for the family, but he was the black man and it was his mama who was buying the house. Was that movie? Like, I feel like that was okay. Yeah, that was that movie. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Talanda. Yes. Okay. Thank y'all so much. I thought so. I was like, I feel like I know the movie or I know the book. I feel like I read the book in school and then I saw the movie somehow. I don't know why. I feel like I read the book and I saw the movie. I just don't remember all the details of it. I should probably watch it again. But yeah. This is the thing. And I just want to say this to the black, gay, queer community. I love the black, gay, queer community. I'm still having issues with some of the TSs, not all of them, but it's the TSs on the internet that really put a sour taste in my mouth for some of them, not all of them. But I love the black, gay community, and I think that a lot of our prominent people came out of the black, gay community. Let me just say this. My only issue I have with it is the same issue I have with Black Lives Matter. Be that movement. Don't disguise your movement with our struggle. And I'm saying ours because it belongs to the black gay person as well. But don't disguise it with the struggle. Just make the movement. Okay? I get it. Even back in those days in the early 1900s, wasn't nobody just outwardly proud and, well, for the most part. Most people weren't outwardly proud and gay. So I get that aspect of it. But I'm bad enough we got everybody and their mama hijacking our pain to push their own agenda. It kind of hit a little different when it's our own people using that to push their agenda, like Black Lives Matter. To me, in my opinion, yes, James Baldwin was gay. I forgot, I gotta write him down too. We gotta do a James Baldwin Educational Friday too. I thought James Baldwin was like extremely, like he was, I don't know, he was one of the amazing ones. He really was. Let me write James Baldwin down. We gotta get him on here too. But I'm saying all that to say this, y'all. I think the problem I have with it is the disguise of it all. And again, I get it back then, but now today's days, you don't have to do that. You really don't. But I feel like that's what's been done, and that's what's going to continue to be done, because even though it's out and proud, it's still taboo in some people's lives, especially black people. But neither here nor there. I didn't know growing up that the Harlem Renaissance was really a bunch of LGBTQ people, and I think that should have been highlighted. I think it should have been, but that's what Educational Friday is about. Yes, I'm still on Rumble right now, but that's what Educational Friday is about. What Educational Friday is about is unlearning what we were taught, because they taught us a lot of BS is what they taught us. Okay. I hate that we were taught it one way and have to find out, which most of us don't find out, but have to find out later on it was something completely different. But again, it's all around political ties and a bunch of how do you say? It's all wrapped around spies and agendas. Okay, it's bigger than the LGBT agenda. It's the powers that be. Okay, they're using us all. Okay. Let me read a couple more super chats. I think I missed one or two. Aisha M, thank you for becoming a new member. Super chat. Greek and Roman culture were homosexual, no women. Yes. And you know too, a lot of men that went to battle in those cultures, it was already widely known that they were allegedly. Yeah. Yes. Son, thank you for the super chat. Reverend Franklin, Billy Preston, James Cleveland too. Yes, they was. Oh, yes, they was. Son, thank you for the super chat. YouTube, y'all, is dirty as F. It was me. It was playing that. Now this clip, they don't like that. Now this came and snatched and said, bitch, give me that. Do not play my video. Yeah, I don't care if you say fair use. Now this said, don't play my shit. So that's why it got interrupted. But I apologize. If y'all want the full stream, I think I repeated everything that got messed up anyway, but it's on Rumble and Twitch, okay? Now, with that being said, I gotta get off of here, y'all. We got a late joke. I'm sorry that it's so late, but I'm about to get off of here and sit down and rest my nerves. I feel like I've been working all day. I appreciate each and everybody for being here. I'm a Joe Shaw up out of here, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I've been doing a lot of research on this whole thing with Laziah Harris, and yeah, it's crazy. crazy, but we'll get into it later on. Love y'all down to the ground. I'll see y'all later tomorrow. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go! It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I want? Blaze up! Come on, blaze up!
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.
Item minigame. Start.
No.
Finish. You got an item.
For that. Ouch.
Item minigame. Minigame.
go, Toad.
Start.
Whoa, I jumped right into it. Yes, I did.
New turn.
Everybody had a piece of Bowser's Dream but me. So hopefully. Everybody. Nobody no good spot. Just don't have my car. Wait. Yeah.
star.
Oh.
Minigame.
Oh, shit. Three, two, one.
Start.
Three. One.
Finish. Winner.
Hopefully, I'll try to be greedy.
Only 5 turns left. Home stretch.
Home stretch. Fast 5. I'll be the 4 play the whole game, man. Ooh, double cones. Stop. Dang, I didn't do that. Oh, damn, curse dice. Fuck. Oh. Give it one of these sapsuckers.
I got parts. Oh. I got it.
Thank you. She's popping.
Hey. Whatever. Oh, okay. I'll get sick. I'll get sick from it.
Baby. Gooch.
Baby, lay on back and relax. Kick your pretty feet up on my dash. No need to go nowhere fast. Let's enjoy right here where we at. Who knows where this road is supposed to lead? We got nothing but time. As long as you right here next to me, everything's gonna be alright. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me, ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be.
I don't mean to be so uptight, but my heart's been hurt a couple times by a couple guys that didn't treat me right. I ain't gonna lie, ain't gonna lie, 'cause I'm tired of the fake love. Show me what you're made of, boy, make me believe.
Whoa, hold up, girl, don't you know you're beautiful? And it's easy to see.
If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be.
So won't you ride with me, ride with me, see where this thing goes.
If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be.
So come on, ride with me, ride with me, see where this thing goes. So come on, ride with me, ride with me. Baby, if it's meant to be, maybe we do,
maybe we don't,
maybe we will, maybe we won't. But
if it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be.
Sing it, baby.
If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be.
Let's go.
So won't you ride with me, ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be,
if it's meant to be,
it'll be,
it'll be.
Baby, if it's meant to be,
If it's meant to be,
it'll be,
it'll be.
Baby, if it's meant to be.
This is perfect. Come kiss me one more time. I couldn't dream this up, even if I tried. You and me in this moment feels like magic, don't it? I'm right where I wanna be. Everybody's talking about heaven like they just can't wait to go, saying how it's gonna be so good, so beautiful. Lying next to you, in this bed with you, I ain't convinced. 'Cause I don't know how heaven could be better than this. I swear you're an angel sent to this world. What did I do
skirt, about to steal your man in a torn up t-shirt. This ain't the Hamptons, we all got tramp stamps. Acrylic covered in barbecue at the line dance. Cast up, throw me in a saddle, spin me like a spur, make my snake skin rattle. Sassed up, round 'em like cattle, looking like Beyonce with a lasso. I'm a buckle bunny, drive my own truck, got my own money. Bang with the jaw, so I talk funny. Rhinestone hat since Kentucky. I'm a buckle bunny, I'm a buckle bunny. Ate the whole cake, left them no crummies. Bottle bleach blonde, but I'm no dummy. Big back porch, but a little tummy. Can't take nothing from me, I'm a buckle bunny. Maple stirrups, banana pudding, where the Wrangler put it, sterling silver. Now give me more, watch the buckle hit the floor. Porsche for me, he blowing it back. BB on a custom tags, hot pink on pink is red. BB on TV snapped, let him spoil me, boy, no, I'm a cheapskate. To the factory, buy me a cheesecake. If you buy me cheesecake, I'ma holler. Big boy, big blue collar. Well, I could buy it on myself anyway. Pan game, cash, Hemingway, but I like my luckies thrifted. Casey's thrifted, buckle thrifted, bunny gifted. Gassed up, throw me in a saddle, spin me like a spur, make my snake skin rattle. Sassed up, round 'em like cattle, looking like Beyonce with a lasso. I'm a buckle bunny, drive my own truck, got my own money. Bang with the jaw, so I talk funny. Rhinestone hat since Kentucky. I'm a buckle bunny, I'm a buckle bunny. Ate the whole cake, left them no crummies. Bottle bleach blonde, but I'm no dummy. Big back porch, but a little tummy. Can't take nothing from me, I'm a buckle bunny. Gassed up, throw me in a saddle, spin me like a spur, make my snake skin rattle. Sassed up, round 'em like cattle, looking like Beyonce with a lasso. I'm a buckle bunny, drive my own truck, got my own money. Bang with the jaw, so I talk funny. Rhinestone hat since Kentucky. I'm a buckle bunny, I'm a buckle bunny. Ate the whole cake, left them no crummies. Bottle bleach blonde, but I'm no dummy. Big back porch, but a little tummy. Can't take nothing from me, I'm a buckle bunny.
Only 3 turns left.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it, I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it, you know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy, spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I can change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
Roaches in a bottle, $5 left in the tank from the bottom. Ash on the console, scratch off dust on the dash, tryna hit the lotto. When you're going through hell, getting higher than heaven, it's seats laid back at a 7-Eleven. Eric, take me to church, cup, hold a confession. We got 3 beers left and I'm counting my blessings. Yeah, we broke, babe, parking lot spot, but we ain't broke down. On the tailgate, still wishing on stars, can't see behind the clouds. Potholes and cigarette smoke, that's what we call home. Pouring on, getting gone, rolling on into tomorrow. Just trying to find a silver lining, yeah, in a Silverado. Playing with fire, running my fingers through the flame of the lighter. Floorboard change got us White Castle sliders, burning holes in our pockets, couldn't make them any lighter. Yeah, we broke, babe, parking lot spot, but we ain't broke down. On the tailgate, still wishing on stars, can't see behind the clouds. Potholes and cigarette smoke, that's what we call home. Holding on, getting gone, rolling on into tomorrow. Just trying to find a silver lining, yeah, in a Silverado. These good years under us, gonna get us through the ones in front of us. These good years under us, gonna get us through the ones in front of us. These good years under us, gonna get us through the ones in front of us. These good years under us, gonna get us through the ones in front of us. Yeah, we broke, babe, parking lot spot, but we ain't broke down. On the tailgate, still wishing on stars, can't see behind the clouds. Potholes and cigarette smoke, that's what we call home. Holding on, getting gone, rolling on into tomorrow. Just trying to find a silver lining, yeah, in a Silverado.
I didn't talk with you. Yeah, that's that.
When you're going through hell, getting higher than heaven, it's seats laid back at a 7-Eleven. Eric, take me to church, cup, hold a confession. We got 3 beers left and I'm counting my blessings. All my ladies fall in line. Wish that I could pour my heart right down the kitchen sink. I wish that I could care a whole lot less about what you think. I know that I've been skating on the edge and on the brink. Floater, I ain't sober, I came here to overthink. Cause I've been laying on the different sheets, just trying to get over you. Been hanging at your favorite bar till the 2:15. You got me thinking of you drinking cause your love is overproof. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues. psycho. Heard that you blame my mental health, but that's a lie though. Heard that you went and bought yourself a motorcycle. Keep pretending that I'm mad, you're still on my mind though. Cause I've been laying under different sheets, just trying to get over you. Been hanging at your favorite bar till 2:15. You got me thinking of you, drinking cause your love is overproof. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues. Toxic, that these feelings got me tied up. Ooh, I should hate you, but I can't make my mind up. I can't make my mind up. Cause I've been laying under different sheets, just trying to get over you. Been hanging at your favorite bar till 2:15. You got me thinking of you, drinking cause your love is overproof. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues. I got a bad case of the whiskey blues.
Oh man, I missed my phone call. Dang it.
Hurts me the most when I wake. I fumble and twist till the juice starts to click. There's so much space in this bed. These sheets go for months. Dreams of your smile. I don't wanna be just a memory, and I don't wanna feel your wings break free. Because without you, I'm lost in the breeze. I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you how I love you like I've never ever loved somebody. I'll give you things you didn't even know you wanted. Don't tell me that it's not enough. My time is up, you're over us. Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. If you just let me. If you just let me. Just let me. Taste of your lips is still fresh, and the smell of your scent. How could I forget your words? How they cut me to shreds. But to tell you the truth, every piece is for you. I don't wanna be just a memory, and I don't wanna feel your wings break free. Because without you, I'm lost in the breeze. I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you how I love you like I've never ever loved somebody. I'll give you things you didn't even know you wanted. Don't tell me that it's not enough. My time is up, you're over us. Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. Yeah, if you just let me. If you just let me. Just let me.
Oh, everybody be like, what is that?
Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let
Ah, we off the mark. Hey, 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 hey,
If you just let me, just let me. Yeah, yeah. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, me versus you and you know they picking. Cheap and expensive, you knowing the difference. You know that it's hitting, you know what it's giving. Hair, nails, polar bear. I can survive in the coldest conditions. Hoes very low, they tone when they spitting. Bitches is washed, soap in the dishes. I apply pressure like boa constrictors. One bitch, two bitch, old bitch, new bitch. None of y'all bitches not gon' do shit. I'm in Miami, I pull up on cruise ship. You in Miami for also room shit. When I step, it's stampede. Foot on neck, can't breathe. Lucky charm, Van Cleave. Diamonds on, I see my eyes linking up. I'm like, what in the fuck? If you scared, then just say that hoe. Enough is enough. They was just in my DMs. Ain't no trust in these sluts. I'm about to call up Diamond, bitch. No, if you eyes linking up. I'm like, what in the fuck? If you scared, then just say that hoe. Enough is enough. They was just in my DMs. Ain't no trust in these sluts. I'm about to call up Diamond, bitch. No, if you buck. I'm like, ooh, child, cool down. Too hot, too wild. Move clear, new style. How you fucking with me? Girl, give me one shot and I'm raising the glass. Give me 2 shots and I'm shaking this ass. Give me 3 shots and I'm ready to fuck. 5 more shots, I be ready to splash. Give it to me so I gotta pop it. I'm sending on business, I'm ready about it. Bitch be talking, my be big in they pocket. Girl, tell me about it. I'm litty, I'm pretty, I'm running the city. I'm shitting on bitches in every department. This ass is heavy, thick like peanut butter. And bitches jelly about it. There a lot of winning, a lot of scoring. Yeah. Cardi Bryant, Cardi Jordan. Yeah. These bitches all losers. What they can't do is not important. Look, hey, I'm getting better and better. I do not see no competitors. You know the gang hit that pussy. Said it was regular. Can see me in fighting, can see me in fashion, can see me with money. These bitches is bugging. Either these bitches is blind or I'm invincible. Bitch can't see me at night. When I hop out with stampede, foot on neck, can't breathe. Lucky charm, Van Cleave, diamonds on. I see my eyes linking up. I'm like, what in the fuck? If you scared, then just say that hoe. Enough is enough. They was just in my DMs. Ain't no trust in these sluts. I'm about to call up Diamond, bitch. No, if you eyes linking up. I'm like, what in the fuck? If you scared, then just say that hoe. Enough is enough. They was just in my DMs. Ain't no trust in these sluts. I'm about to call up Diamond, bitch. No, if you buck.
But thank you. Yeah.
It was cool. And then you get back on the phone and you say,
You got a star.
Chase those stars. Even though 5 boys, I only had 3. So let me go get my little 20 coins. I don't need that. It's the last round. They could have gave us the coins.
Moving boots in double time. Grab the polish, make them shine. Bitches on their grind. Never need a boy for bills. VVS up in these grills. Bustin' bout to break a heel. If it's Versace, no big deal. Brown sugar, caramel, ding ding, Patti LaBelle, sweet potato, pussy pie. Bake it, bake it. Bet you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. Boy, if you did, you couldn't take it, take it, take it. So just sit back and watch me bake it, babe. Watch me bake it, bake it, bake it. Bet you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. I know you really wanna taste it, taste it, taste it. So just sit back and watch me bake it, babe. Pick it up and drop it down. Bake it till it's golden brown. Nothing about a sugar-free. Always keep the counter clean. Got you begging on your knees. Bon appetit, babe, eat, babe. Brown sugar, caramel, ding, ding, Patti LaBelle, sweet potato, pussy pie. Set the timer, baby, watch me bake it, bake it. Bet you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. Boy, if you did, you couldn't take it, take it, take it. So just sit back and watch me bake it, babe. Watch me bake it, bake it, bake it. Bet you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. I know you really wanna taste it, taste it, taste it. So just sit back and watch me bake it, babe. It's done. Order up, order up, order up, bitch. It's done. Order up, order up. Baby, watch me bake it, bake it. Bet you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. Boy, if you did, you couldn't take it, take it, take it. So just sit back and watch me bake it, babe. Hey, watch me bake it, bake it, bake it. Bet you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. I know you really wanna taste it, taste it, taste it. So just sit back and watch me bake it, babe.
Oh, that's thorough. How he got stuck on?
Baby, I know where you've been. Don't try to say your phone was dead. I found the earrings that she left. Well, you can keep your boots under her bed. 'Cause you're telling so many lies, I gotta let you go. Now you know what it's like to be all alone. Tell me, how you gonna hurt the one that loves you the most? 'Cause your tears don't cry a river, go let it flow. Don't want no cry, baby, I'm my door, I'll let him go. Boy, I ain't the same girl I was before. You're only crying